Hello, I'm Tom Bailey, and in today's episode, I will be welcoming back Megan Brame to the Succeed Through Speaking podcast. And for those of you that don't know Megan already, she's a 5 times award-winning Advanced Digital Marketing Strategist who helps entrepreneurs to create ride or die fans for life. So Megan, hello, and a very warm welcome back to today's episode.
I am so excited to be back. Thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic. And just out of interest for those of you that don't know yet, whereabouts in the world are you right now?
I am currently in upstate New York.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And let's get straight into it then. So the title for today's episode is How to Grow Your Business Fast. And Megan is going to show us how to do that in just under 7 minutes.
No pressure.
No pressure whatsoever. Question number 1 today, again, is who are your ideal clients?
Oh, my ideal clients are entrepreneurs who have decided that they are ready to grow, but they don't have the traditional business background. So they have no idea where they're going. They're just kind of feeling around in the dark. Mm-hmm. I work with them to help create a better plan to use marketing as a way to speak to their customers without making it feel like homework or like a black hole of time and money.
Yeah, excellent. Makes complete sense to me. And I guess those clients that you do work with, when they typically come to you, what's normally the biggest challenge that they say they're facing at that time?
Oh, I would say the biggest one is that they don't know where to put their energy. They think like I should be on LinkedIn or I should be on Twitter or I should be on YouTube and I should. And they're starting to get burned out because they're trying to be everywhere. So the usual thing that we do first is stop, pick one, realistically 2, because I know that we're all overachievers. Yeah. We pick 2 social media platforms. We focus on those and we start to monitor the data. I found that a lot of entrepreneurs just kind of, they aren't figuring out ways to judge what success means.
Yes. Yeah.
And so we have to figure out a way to analyze that through data. And so that's usually where we get started.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. You know, we almost just do lots of stuff, but then never know what's actually landing, what's creating that impact for us.
Completely.
Yeah. And I guess those people who are feeling overwhelmed and there's too many options to choose from, what impact would you say that typically has on either them or their business?
Social media and marketing both are just so critical because now just in this world, it's an expectation. It's an expectation from your customers that they're going to be able to connect with you on some way. If you're not on Facebook, if you're not on a platform that they use, there's a disconnect there. And so I think that if people, entrepreneurs especially, feel a lot of pressure to be everywhere when that's just not the best use of their time. So that's why I usually recommend, if you're ever trying to figure out where am I supposed to be, how am I supposed to spend my time, go on one platform. And like I said, I know you'll go on 2, but go on one platform, go on the platform and use it the way your customers use it. Don't try and be disruptive. You want to work with the algorithms that are up against you anyways. So if people are going on Instagram for pictures of plants and beautiful homes and DIY and things like that, they're not going to be looking for professional services like jobs or stuff like that. They're going to be looking for these kind of things. So rather than trying to spread yourself everywhere, go where your people are, use the platform the way they use it. That's the lowest barrier of entry for anything.
I love that. And that's such great advice already so far. And what would you say is one more piece of advice that you'd normally give to your clients to help them get started?
Again, the data, you need to know, you need to figure out a way to understand whether you're being successful and what success actually is in a metric sense. So don't feel like you have to say, well, my goal is to make more money. Of course, that's everyone's goal. We all want to be billionaires, but your goal should actually be relevant to something that can be tracked. So are your posts at Tuesday at 9 p.m. getting more engagement than your posts on Friday at 2 in the morning? How are these working? How are you able to analyze that? And what is successful there? Is it engagement? Is it people clicking through to your website? Pick one metric to start with so that you can start testing that variable and seeing, okay, I'm noticing that these posts are really successful. My Tuesday at 9 o'clock is really successful based on all of this data that I'm pulling. So my next strategy when I start growing on this is to make that my sales post, to make that my high driving traffic post, because I know from all of the data I've been analyzing, that's my sweet spot.
Awesome. Yeah, and it stops you searching around in the dark for trying to figure out what to do, and you've actually got that guiding light with data-backed insights.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. And then just if anyone's listening that's resonating with this message and want to find out more, what's one valuable resource or something that you can offer to help people get started?
Well, it's something that Tom will be featured in. So
Okay.
I feel like we have to mention it. So in October, which it is now October 18th, I will be launching a whole new system newsletter called Broke Expert. And what it is actionable steps that help you get from A to B. And I started it with, Broke Expert into like Uber Guru, but I don't really like Uber Guru. So we're still workshopping that. And I know you gave me a suggestion, so I'm still trying to figure that out. But if you go to meganbrame.com/broke expert, you can get on the list for the launch. Every week, actionable advice. You get homework that helps you get from where you are to where you want to be.
I love it. So that's meganbrame.com/broke expert. And what I'll do is I'll put that link in the show notes. People can click on that and they can dive right in and get subscribed.
And check out Tom's interview in it coming up.
Of course, check out my interview when it comes in the next few weeks. Fantastic. And the next question for you then today is, what would you say is one of your greatest either mistakes or failures, I guess, in this area? And what did you learn from it?
I would say that my biggest mistake was playing follow the leader.
Yes.
I went where my competitors were because I thought they knew what was going on. And then I realized watching them that nobody has any idea what's happening. We're all just following the leader. And so instead of trying to do a me too, yes, me, I'll do the same thing, I started really instead looking at how I can be the most successful and cause the most transformation for my clients. And it wasn't where I thought it was. It wasn't Instagram. It was actually YouTube.
Awesome. Yeah, fantastic. So carve out your own lane, I guess, and be disruptive. Yeah.
But follow the data, not the competitors.
Yes. Yeah. Love that. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And the last question from me today is, what is the one question that I should have asked you today that will also bring some great value to our audience?
What is one more thing that is easy to do that causes the most success?
Yes. What is that?
Consistency.
Yeah.
The way the algorithms work, they want to keep people on the platforms, on Instagram, on Pinterest, on whatever, because they get to sell more ads then. So the algorithms are incredibly lazy. They just want to find easy, reliable accounts that they can pull data, they can pull posts from on the feeds to make people engaged more. The more consistent you are, the more the algorithms feel like they can trust you, the more they'll show your content, the more ads they get to make. They all win, but also you get to utilize that algorithm to your advantage. So if you can only do one post every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, that's totally fine. Don't feel like you have to do 10 posts every day. Just start with one every week. That's the same time to get the algorithms to start to understand you. And then you can grow as you have more time, but don't feel like you have to do it all. Just start with one, make it consistent, grow from there.
I love it. Some great advice to end on, and I'll make sure all of this is bullet pointed in the show notes as well, so people can just pick on that key advice that you're giving. So again, thanks for coming along and sharing such great expertise with our audience.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me back on.